everyone is telling me, why would you join Hyatt? Tell me, why would you not join Hyatt? And before that, I told him that if you'll, some people know the answer and they're not even to give it, they're not able to give it.
Hello and welcome back to another catch-up session. This is your host Anisha. And like always, today also we are doing a catch-up session with one of our alumni of Young Leaders Bootcamp. Without wasting any more time, let's kickstart the session. Hi Ashish, welcome to the catch-up session.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
How are you? How's
Happy
life?
to be here. Everything's great, ma'am. Everything's going good. Thank you for asking.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Ashish, for taking your time and being here with us. And I hope that this session is very insightful for all the viewers who are watching us right now. Right. So let's kickstart the session with knowing who Ashish is first. A brief introduction would work, Ashish.
So, ma'am. So, my name is Ashish Kumar Dev, and I'm a student of IHM Pusa. I'm currently in third year IHM Pusa. And as you told everyone that I'm an alumni of the Young Leaders Bootcamp, and I was a student. I'm still a student of Vikram sir, and I have cracked the CLT program, the Corporate Leadership program of Hyatt. And yes, that will be a brief introduction about me.
Right. So you are ready to join Hyatt, I believe.
Right, right.
Great. Let's start from the beginning of your preparation, right? So
Mm.
help us understand when it was your time of the placement season. What all companies did you sat for?
I sat for all the major companies. I guess I sat for Marriott, I sat for Oberoi's, Taj, ITC, I sat for Sodexo, which is a catering company, and yes, I sat for Hyatt.
So
Yes,
all these
these are
are
all
not
the companies.
10 companies, right?
Great.
Help us understand how was your journey because I understand this entire process is very rigorous, very intense, right?
Right.
How was your
Right.
journey?
This generally started during my summer breaks, and people were starting getting into the prep of uh, placements, and I also was looking for a guide that can guide me how to prep for this journey. And then I found a friend of mine joining the Young Leaders Bootcamp, and he was a very good friend of mine. And he told me this session and this program can help you a lot towards working the right path. So everybody has to walk his own path, her own path, but walking the right path is very important because uh, hard work doesn't help you always. So I got in contact with Vikram sir and I started my program. I was already prepping from my side. I was learning capital currencies and I was learning a little basics of my core subjects. I was actually very focused for my placements. And then I started the Young Leaders Bootcamp, and it kicked start my placement journey officially. I sat every day for 2 hours. I gave time to it, and it went wonderful. It was honestly for me, it was not very stressful because I was prepping from a very long time. So it was not like I have to do everything in one night or 1 month. So it was a relaxed journey for me. I really enjoyed it.
Lovely, lovely.
Yes.
So you said that very interesting thing, and we will move to another question later. I would like to talk about this. When you said that you were preparing about capital currencies and everything, this is a
Yeah.
part of GK, right?
Right. Right.
Why were you doing GK, and how important is GK in your entire interview process? Because
Mm,
you have
Look.
already appeared for all the major brands. How
Right.
important GK plays a role?
I would say GK is as important as your technicals, the core subject technicals that you will be prepping for, because in every band, they want a person who knows about what is going around the world. Because if you are a front office personnel and someone from Nigeria or someone from Australia walks in, you should have a topic to discuss with him.
Definitely.
If you know that what is going on in their country, what elections are going on, he's from, then you can start a small conversation. Your skills start from there, and a aware person is always a knowledgeable person. So I think GK is very important because brands like ITC and Oberoi's and Taj also they put a huge focus on GK. If your GK is not good, then your marks are going to be going down in your interview. So I think yes, I knew this because I've asked many seniors. I have watched very catch-up sessions when I was in my first year and second year also, and they everyone told that GK is very important, especially country capital currencies and everything. So I think I memorized almost 192 countries by heart, and I still remember them.
You mind if I take a test also?
Show you. You can.
I wouldn't doubt you on that. But yes, Ashish, I could agree on that because as a fresher, it's very important. Apart from your attitude, what are you bringing to the table? How
Right.
sane are you with? How sound are you with your current world going on, right? And that is
Right.
the
Right. Right.
attitude I believe top companies looking at, right?
Right.
Let's move ahead with the session by understanding the management trainee process for hire, right? That
Right.
you got the offer letter from, right? Help us understand in brief what all rounds you went for.
I think Hyatt is one of the smallest interview rounds in if you compare it with other companies. So it was just 4 rounds for me. It was a GD round, which was normal. You get a topic and you'll have to discuss about the topic for 10 minutes, and they'll judge you according to that, your body language, what you speak, how you speak, and they'll shortlist you. So the first round was GD for me, and then you have another GD, which is a moderator GD, in which the person who is taking your GD asks you questions about what you say. So you cannot just say anything in the GD. They'll cross question you. So they'll know that you, if you're speaking something, do you have backup or do you understand the topic or not? So it was a really interesting GD. No other company takes a moderator GD, I guess, other than Hyatt. So it was a very interesting type of GD. I cleared that, and after that, I had my personal interview with the HODs and the HR head of Hyatt. After that, the last round was my with was the corporate round with the heads of HR from, I think, Asia South Asia head, and that was my final round. After that, I got the results.
Lovely, lovely. Firstly, congratulations on that,
Thank
Ashish.
you so much, man.
And what I understand, being working in the industry, that Hyatt has one of the toughest group discussions
Right,
we talk,
absolutely.
right? And these are the new trends which we are also encountering in the industry. First is moderator GT, right? And second
Right,
is chairman based GT, where a chairman will be there in your group discussions, right?
right.
What is moderator GT and how different it is from the normal GDs?
Well, in a moderator GD, the panel which is sitting and observing you, they just don't sit and observe. They'll ask you questions. For example, if I'll tell that in a case study, if they give you a case study and I'll tell them that you handle it in such a way, then ask you what if this happens or what if this happens. They'll ask you questions around it. So they'll basically try to put you in stress, and they'll see you how you react to that stress. So actually, it is a very my GD, usually a GD takes around maximum 20 minutes. My GD took for 1 hour, and the GM was also sitting in that GD. And I think GM was very much interested in discussing that topic. He was just stretching it, and seeing how the students react. And I was at last, when the GD finally stopped, I looked at my watch and I thought, oh, it was a 1 hour GD. Actually, it was a very difficult round for me. I would say more difficult than my corporate round, the end round. GD was actually a very intense round for me.
Definitely, because it is one of the elimination rounds as well, right? And you have
Right.
you are encountering your competitors as well, your colleagues as well, right? And you have no idea. Were you sure that you are going to crack the GD?
Yes, ma'am. I'm always confident in myself. Actually, one fact that every company that I sat for, I was never rejected in a GD. And I'm very proud of that. Because of the tactics that Vikram sir taught me, I was never rejected in a GD. All the companies that I sat for. Yes, that is why I was very confident in my GD. And I know some tricks which Vikram sir only told me that how, and it is very easy if you'll ask me. It is very easy to crack a GD. You just have to know some tricks which Vikram sir taught me during my program. And I think that was wonderful and really helped me a lot.
Definitely. And I would like to add here something also. So, tactics and tricks is one part, definitely. But I believe these are the practice GDs also you guys done that. So,
Sure, sure, sure.
a lot of students come to me and say that I feel a lack of confidence, right?
Right,
We understand because this is what I tell them that when you practice one thing regularly for the 20 times, you gain confidence in that area, right?
right.
So I believe this is how you also gain.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. We almost practiced group discussions for a month, I guess. Every
Yeah,
day we practiced. And every small mistake that you make during a GD, a mentor corrects you. And that, I think, that is very important, because if nobody's correcting you, then you think that you are doing the right thing, and then you'll repeat the same in the real GD, and then you will not know that why you were rejected. I know some friends of mine, they don't even know why they got rejected, because GD is such a thing that they don't tell you, they don't give you a review, they just don't select you or select you.
Right, right. Agreed. Completely agreed on that. Okay. So we were talking about the MD process that you went through for Hyatt,
Right.
right? Is there any unexpected question you were asked in your PI that you were like, oh shit, how do I answer this? Or something like that?
Right. During my corporate round, ma'am, I was preparing that obvious question, that why would you join Hyatt?
Yeah.
And the people before me were also asked the same question. The day before, it was the interview was taken for 2 days. Half the students were taken the interview for the first day, and I was in the second batch, the second day. Asked the students what the questions are, and they told me simple questions like, "Why do you want to join Hyatt?" And I was preparing according to that only. But I went inside, and he asked me that everyone is telling me, "Why would you join Hyatt? Tell me, why would you not join Hyatt?" And before that, I told him that I have been sitting for Taj Oberoi and I'm selected in the rounds. I was in the rounds during that time. I was in the rounds for ITC and Taj. And he told me, if you get selected in Taj, Oberoi, or ITC, why would you join us and why would you not join them? And I was, actually confused for a minute that I have not prepared for this question and I don't know what to answer, because I cannot just, praise other companies and put down Hyatt. And I also cannot say that I'll join them and not Hyatt. So it was a tricky question for me. Then I took some breaths and I thought, I gave them an answer that I said that Indians know hospitality a little better than international brands.
Uh-huh.
And I said this because the person who was taking my interview, he was also an Indian, and he cannot deny the fact that Indians know hospitality better than foreigners. So at that time, I thought I thought that it is a very good answer, because I'm not even insulting Hyatt, and I'm also praising that. I'm also giving him the answer that why would I join other companies? Yeah. So that was a trick question for me.
That was a smart answer. Like they
Okay.
cannot even question you back on that. They have to.
Right, right.
That was right.
Sure.
This is my answer. Great, great. So now that Ashish, you have sat for so many different brands, all renowned brands, right?
Right.
What do you suggest that what are the key skills that you should equip yourself, no matter what company are you going for? GK being one of them, right? You have to be very sound with your technical and your GK aspects. What
Right.
other things you think is irrelevant, is very relevant, irrespective of the brand?
Right. Well, one thing is obviously and very obvious answer. It is confidence. You'll have to have confidence in yourself. If you'll, some people know the answer and they're not even to give it. They're not able to give it. So I think there is nothing to be afraid of in an interview. The person who is sitting in front of you is also a human. He's also been on the same journey as you have. He's also been into a hospitality college, and he's just looking for the right candidate. And I don't know why people get so scared and they are not able to answer the things that they know. So I think confidence is the main thing that you have to have, and some basic questions about the core subjects that you study. Basics, not deep questions, like for example, types of wine, types of grapes in F&B, and then in front of is the formula, the revenue formulas. Everyone asks the same question. I can write in a copy and tell you what questions are going to be asked in an interview. The same questions are asked in every company that I sat for. For example, they'll ask you ref par, go ref par in front office. They'll ask you wines, grapes, cocktails, and spirits in F&B. In kitchen also they'll ask you pastas and mushrooms. So you'll have to prepare all the basics. You're safe in that zone then. Then you'll have to have a knowledge of how to handle a situation. Situation handling, which was uh, part of my Young Leaders Bootcamp, which helped me a lot. So that you need to have, because every company wants a manager who can handle situations in the best way. I think that if you cover it, and the GK, as I've already told you, I think you're 90% ready for every interview that you set for.
Agreed, definitely. What department are you going to join, Ashish? Area
I'm
of
going to join in front office.
front office. Oh, trust me, when we talk about some, topics like situation handling, case studies, group discussion, these are the things that is very important for your interviews, right? They will throw a random situation at you and they will ask you to role play. Role plays are also one of the things that is happening nowadays.
Right,
Very
right.
definitely. So you have to prepare yourself. And the part where you said confidence, I think confidence comes with practice.
Sure, sure.
You
Couldn't
have
agree
to
more.
practice. Either you work with under the mentorship of a mentor, or you work individually, but you have to practice in order to achieve that sense of confidence, right? Okay. Help me understand why you were looking out for a boot camp. What were your challenges for which you thought that I would need a certain boot camp or mentorship in my.
Good man. When I was prepping for my placements, I was studying the same thing every day. I didn't know what to study after this. Once you finish studying capital currencies, then you move out to, some basics. What after that? You have no one to have group discussions. You have no one to give you new case studies. So I was lacking at that part. I wanted someone with whom I can practice and I can share my thoughts and he can correct me if I'm wrong or he can appreciate me if I'm right. I was looking for a guide and you can find mentors in college too, but I think they're way too busy to give you a personalized mentorship, which I was finding. And then my friend suggested me this Young Leaders Bootcamp, and I had already heard about it because Vikram sir also visited our college, and we did a case study there also. So I already knew about this, and I was looking for a mentor, and I found the right opportunity. I was free at that time because my holidays were going in, and I thought, why not? And I joined.
It's very interesting. I'll tell you something that happens when I get in touch with students for their queries. They say that we'll take guidance from our seniors or from our
Ah,
teachers. Agreed, you can. Ashish, you are a senior now. Some junior approaches you. You can
right.
guide them and mentor them to an extent because we agree
Very right.
that hospitality is a job that is ongoing 24/7. You just get out of a shift and get ready for a new shift, right? So it's very,
Absolutely.
very hectic, right? So you need a mentor who has been designing the programs, who has been designing the assessment centers, who know the parameters you are being assessed on, right?
Right.
Will be there throughout the day to help you and guide you better, right? So this
Right.
is, I think, what makes the difference when you get in touch with a
Right.
mentor, right?
Right. One
All
thing
right.
I would like to add that a senior doesn't have experience in the hospitality sector. He's just had for an interview and he's
Right.
going to join the hospitality industry. And the person who will be your mentor already has experience of more than 10 years. And he knows that how a person thinks when he takes your interviews. And he's already been on the other side. So I don't think that senior would be able to help you that much in that way. And I think seniors don't really give that much time that a mentor will give you if you join such a program. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I
obviously
agree
they
with you.
have the professional, work
Obviously, obviously. No.
as well. But yes, mentor that we have at TBH Circle, they have been interviewing. They know the parameters you have been assessed on. So these are the few perks you also get when you start preparing with a mentor, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me jump to the learnings. So this entire interview process you've done, you have sat for brands, you have gave interviews. What are your learnings that you are going to take with you?
I was saying that one thing that I've learned from this process is you should not take things very seriously because once you start taking things very seriously, you mess your mind and then you're not able to learn new things. And I've seen my friends taking things very seriously, like they have an interview, important interview day after tomorrow, and they couldn't sleep at night and they mess it up because they're so stressed about the interview. So one thing for sure is that you should take things seriously. There is a very thin line with not taking things seriously and taking it too seriously. So you have to figure out that line. First thing is that, and other thing is that, uh, uh, what learning do you want to know about the interview process or in my whole life from this course only?
Anything that you think that this is my learning out of sitting for placements. Now I am. So one thing you said, not taking everything seriously, right?
Right. Second thing is that you are meant to be somewhere. Some people think that I'm rejected from this brand and I don't deserve anything and I'm not talented enough and everything. I've heard a lot of things like that. But then I say to people that if you're not here, you will be somewhere.
Mm.
God has some plan for you. And, at the end, it always works if you work hard. Yeah. These are the two learnings I've had from a placement.
I have a very interesting question for a follow-up on that. So
Mm.
you were saying that you have seen your friends, not getting a good night's sleep because they are very stressed about interview ahead of them, right? Is
Right,
there any ritual, any mantra you have before going for an interview that calms you down? Because nervousness is inevitable. You get
right,
nervous before an interview. What
right.
Ashish does, is there a trick, a mantra, anything that makes you calm down before an
It will sound very funny to you. I talk to myself that I'll say it in Hindi. क्या है? कुछ भी नहीं है. क्या
interview?
है? कर लूंगा मैं. I talk to myself. Honestly, I'm saying, telling you. And
Oh.
also, I do listen to music also before my interviews. And
Mm.
I tell myself that there's nothing that you should be worried about. You have prepared everything that you could have prepared, and you just have to portray that preparation of yours inside of the interview. And nothing there is that you can do right now, other than being not having anxiety and stress, because that will only ruin the interview. So yes, I don't, like I said, I don't take it very, very seriously. I take it seriously, but yeah, I tell
That's
myself, right,
lovely. Because this is what you are talking about is positive affirmation. You're telling yourself that
right,
you're capable of it, right? And
right,
certainly, when you can do what is in your control. You could have prepared for an interview. Now you don't know how the interview is going to go. You can do your
right,
part. Rest, the
right.
universe can take
Yeah.
care.
Vikram sir used to say an example about this. Like if you're a pilot and you can control the flight, you can control the plane, you cannot control the weather, you cannot control the speed of the wind around you. You can just do what you can do and don't worry about the other things. And I've learned one this one thing.
Definitely. And when you go with that kind of mindset, you give your 1000%, right?
Right.
Right. With obviously a peaceful mind.
Sure. Right.
Great. Let me also ask you, what do you enjoy about interviews?
I actually enjoy my interviews a lot because I was very eager to sit for more interviews, but I couldn't sit because I already get selected in
Right.
this MT program. And what I like about my interviews is that I'm able to portray what I'm capable of. And
Right.
when you get selected in a specific round, that feels actually very good. That you have done, you have prepared for something, and that you're getting the fruits and the results of that. Actually, a very interesting fact that I only got rejected in the GM round of Oberoi. Other than that, I didn't get rejected anywhere. Not even in Taj, ITC, Marriott, Hyatt, anywhere. So I think that felt very good because you have prepared for something and then
Mm.
you get the results. I
Right.
like that about a lot about this interview process.
And what is the most annoying part of interviews?
Annoying part is that you have to wake up early in the morning to give interviews.
So I guess
That
Ashish
will
is
be
not
one.
an early bird, a night owl.
Yes,
Agreed. So you mentioned that you also face rejections because uh, the conversation we are having, everyone must be wondering that he got whatever he went for, right?
right,
You
right,
did
right.
face rejection, right?
I'll tell you very interesting. I was eager to tell you about this. During the start of my interview, I just wanted to sit for the major bands like Taj, Oberoi, and ITC, and Hyatt and Marriott, etc. I didn't want to sit for any other brands because I was very confident in myself that I will sit in a brand and I will crack it. The interview. I was actually, I will say, a little overconfident at that time. My first interview, I got selected. My PI round, I got through. And then my GM round came and I was not able to perform my 100%. I would still say that if I was able to perform my 100% that day, I would have been selected that day. But yeah, I was unfortunately not selected that day. And then self-realization came that what is the thing that is missing in me?
Mm-hmm.
What am I lacking? And after your first rejection, you have never been rejected in your life. I sat for my IT interview and I got selected straight away. I didn't get rejected. So this was my first rejection in my college life. And actually, it was difficult for me because I was not able to register. What did I do wrong? And then self-realization came and I introspected that what I could have done better. And one thing that came to my mind was I was taking too much stress before the interview. I was
Mm-hmm.
very nervous. My hands were a little bit trembling outside when I was outside of the GM office.
Right.
First thing I took, and then I implemented in my other interviews, and then I, just smashed all the interviews and I got cleared. Yeah, that was a learning from a rejection in my interview.
That is very nice because most of us, including when I was a student too, we just come back, we cry about our rejection, and we do not reflect back on what we
Right,
did wrong, right?
right,
And
right,
if you reflect back, maybe you could do better next time and not repeat the same thing, right? So
right,
reflection
right,
is very important. We are talking a lot about practicing and doing everything repetitively to get the confidence part, right? Help me understand because in young Leaders Bootcamp, we offer students post the program support, which includes continuous practice sessions as well. How helpful
right.
was that for you, Ashish?
That was absolutely very helpful for me because once you stop practicing after a while, things start, little bit, vanish. You don't remember everything very clearly. So if
Right.
you have a refresher session every week, like Vikram sir used to take our sessions every week, and you can go and tell him what problems that you are facing, what interviews that you sit for, and what questions were asked to you, and what answers that you gave them. He can correct you, he can give you new suggestions, and he can tell you what you did wrong. I think that was very helpful for me. And also that 1 year call facility, I would not say a facility, the connection that
The
Vikram sir
post
gives us.
program support.
Yes. And the mentorship that he gives us, it was very helpful for me because during my interviews, I was stuck uh, in various places. For example, I was selected in Marriott and I didn't really want to join Marriott at that time. And I wanted to go for Hyatt. And I
Right.
called him and I told him that I'm stuck in a situation like this. What should I do? And he gave me the right mentorship. And now I'm sitting and joining the dream company that I wanted to join. So that little small help that you get from your mentor is very important. I think, yeah, it was very helpful for me.
Oh, trust me, I have seen our mentors, not only Vikram, with other mentors also who are with us on the panel. I have seen them students connected with them till now
Right.
because mentorship is something that is going to be a lifelong process, right? They are still mentoring them and they are still getting in touch with them now and then and sharing what achievements they are getting throughout their life. So we are very proud when we see our students getting such good placements and achieving great heights in their career. It makes us feel very proud, and certainly we enjoy what we do here. But yeah, Ashish, let me wrap this up by asking one last question to you, right?
So, ma'am.
We have already shared what are the important skills that one should have if you are going for, your interviews, and how you can start self preparation, and mentorship can, play an important role in that. If, say, your junior asks you for advice, a piece of advice,
Right.
right? What advice would you give them, or anyone who's going to sit for your management trainee interviews? What is the one piece of advice that you would give them?
That is an interesting question. I'll have to think about it. One
Because
piece of advice, uh, hmm, the same advice I think I'll give him, that you just keep your head down and keep working, and everything will fall in place. I think that is the one advice that I'll give him or her.
very good advice, because we sometimes
He's
understand
very
what
too much
wants to
about
do.
future. Yeah.
Right. So we'll study for half an hour and then we'll start dreaming कि ओ मैं अगर manager बन गया ना तो I'll do this and that. This is
Right,
happening
right,
to
right,
every student. Uh,
right.
happens
Absolutely.
with me as well, right? And I think we also, if we are working on some project, we also like, हाँ वो वाली training ऐसे कर लेंगे या something like that. So it happens. So
Right.
it's a piece of advice that just focus on what you are doing and then enjoy the result later.
Right.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much, Ashish. It was a very insightful session. I hope students got a lot of information from that. And apart from information, I believe they understand what mindset one should have if they are going for interviews, right? It
Right.
was a very good session. Thank you so much for your time.
My
Wish
pleasure, ma'am. Thank you.
I wish you a very best and hope future holds a lot of good opportunity, challenges, and achievements for you. And yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.